What if Adolf Hitler had been assassinated in 1944? What if the most brutal dictator of the 20th century had been stopped by his own men? Could the Holocaust have been prevented? Could millions of lives have been saved? Would the war have ended years earlier? These are not imaginary questions, because such an attempt did happen, and not by spies, not by rebels, but by Hitler's own trusted army officers. Men who once saluted him, who fought for him, who later risked everything to kill him. They called it Operation Valkyrie, the mission to assassinate Adolf Hitler and bring down the Nazi regime. And the man behind it all was a wounded, sharp-minded colonel named Claus von Stauffenberg. It was July 20th, 1944, a hot, tense summer day. Germany was losing the war. The Allies were advancing from the west. The Soviet army was closing in from the east. Amid this chaos, a high-level meeting was called at Hitler's secret military headquarters, the Wolf's Lair. Colonel Stauffenberg was scheduled to attend, a decorated war hero. He had lost an eye, a hand, and 2 fingers in battle. Yet he remained committed to Germany, but not to Hitler. That day he carried with him a leather briefcase. Inside it was a bomb. Stauffenberg entered the room. Over 20 senior officers were present. He calmly set the timer on the explosive and placed the briefcase beneath the large oak table, right next to Hitler. Moments later, he stepped outside. A few minutes passed. Then, a deafening explosion. The room shook. Windows shattered. Smoke filled the air. 4 officers died instantly. And yet, Hitler survived. The heavy oak table had shielded him from the full blast. He emerged, shaken, injured, but alive. That same evening, Hitler addressed the nation on radio. His voice was calm, but cold. I am safe. The traitors will be crushed. By nightfall, hundreds were arrested. Officers, civilians, friends, family, many were executed. Some hanged using piano wire, slowly, cruelly. Others were forced to commit suicide. Colonel Stauffenberg was executed the same night. But why would his own officers try to kill him? The answer lies in the years before 1944. By 1942, some German officers began to realize Hitler was dragging Germany into destruction. His blind hatred for Jews, his obsession with control, his refusal to listen to military advice, millions of lives were being lost. Cities across Europe were burning. The Holocaust was in full force. Something had to be done. And so, a secret resistance began to form. Not from outside, but within the Nazi system itself. Military officers, diplomats, politicians, they began planning how to stop Hitler. One such man was Major General Henning von Treschow. He once said, "If we do not act, history will curse us forever." Treschow made multiple attempts to kill Hitler, but each one failed. Sometimes Hitler left early, sometimes the bomb didn't go off. Sometimes fate simply intervened. Eventually, the mission passed to Stauffenberg, wounded but fearless. He knew what he was doing, he knew the risks. Operation Valkyrie was not just a bomb, it was a full plan. To seize Berlin, to arrest SS leaders, to cut off Nazi communication, and to bring back democracy in Germany. But all of it depended on one thing, Hitler's death. And when he survived, the whole plan collapsed. The story of July 20, 1944 is not just a failed assassination. It is a story of courage, of conscience, of people who stood up to evil, even from within. Stauffenberg and the others were not perfect. Some had supported Hitler early on, but they realized their mistake and chose to act. They paid with their lives, but left behind something powerful. A reminder that not all of Germany followed Hitler blindly, that some resisted, even when it cost them everything. Today, Claus von Stauffenberg is remembered not as a traitor, but as a hero. Streets in Germany bear his name, monuments honor his bravery. Because in the end, he showed that even in darkness, there are those who fight for the light. Sometimes, history is not about winning or losing. Sometimes, it is about standing up when it matters most.